If you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering, who am I? Well, let's fix that. I asked my followers to send in their best questions, and today I'm answering them all. We'll cover my background, my speed training regimen, tips for beginners, and even a breakdown of my stock yardages so you can see exactly where my game stands. Thanks for joining. Let's jump right in.
Who's Nik Neal? That is a complicated question. Outside the golf and everything like that, I love to surf. I love sports. So I'm a physical therapist, so biomechanics is extremely important. My bachelor's was in kinesiology, which is basically the study of human movement. And PT is essentially just taking that to the next level and adding in a rehab emphasis and prevention and rehabilitation emphasis. Biomechanics, how the body moves, goes into basically every thought that I have. As far as training, as far as golf goes, I'm always looking at things through that lens. My background in physical therapy and in movement science brings value because I have a unique perspective. I think there's a lot of things you can do in the gym to improve your mechanics and your movement patterns that will directly translate to the golf course that are difficult to do when you have a club in your hand. Because you're focused on ball and contact. Body movement and body awareness is going to come secondary. You know, people don't believe me when I say it, but I broke 90 within 3 months of starting to play golf. I broke 80 within 11 months of starting to play golf. So I got good pretty quick. And so I feel like I know what it takes to get good quickly and to get the most out of your practice. I focused on hand control and contact and hand-eye skills. And then away from the golf course, I focused on body skills, on like body awareness, on movement, on how different parts of the body are working together, and drilled that away from the course. All right, we got Matt Molina. Have you always been a long hitter? How often do you speed train? And what do you use to speed train? No, I haven't always been a long hitter. In college, I would say I was average. And it wasn't until really the last 3-4 years that I kind of put emphasis on getting stronger in speed muscles, I guess you should say, working on power. I changed my swing to accentuate some more power moves. I probably hit it 20 yards longer now than I did in college. Now my swing speed, generally on the course, I kind of cruise in that, in like summertime, right around 120 on the course, 120 miles per hour for my swing speed. So what's that, about 305 carry in that range. If I really get into one, I might carry it 310, 315. For what I use to speed train, I've been using ripstick for a while. I haven't done a ton of speed training of late in the last year. This upcoming month or two, I'm gonna start speed training again. So we'll see how the results are. I'll be sharing it on YouTube, so watch out for that. What did you gain from college golf that you think most amateurs lack? From Max Jones. The number one thing I gained from college golf that most amateurs lack is structure to their practice sessions. In college golf, they really lay out your practice and say, okay, you got an hour, we're gonna go to the chipping green, we're gonna work on, some rough chips, we're gonna work on some 20 to 50 yard pitches. They'll give you specific drills to work on. And maybe you have to make a certain amount of 5-footers in a row, maybe you have to make a certain from different distances, maybe you have to chip inside a circle. But it kind of gets you to structure your practice and be efficient with the time that you have, which probably before that I wasn't doing too much. And so I would say that was my first introduction to really structured practice that I've tried to continue, certainly lately since I've been trying to really get my game a lot better. I've been trying to follow that blueprint. From Braden Powers, if I'm building out my home gym, what's the minimum I need? So the minimum you need, I would do kettlebells and dumbbells. I would say 2 kettlebells, a light one and a heavy one, maybe 2 sets of dumbbells, light and heavy as well. Some bands, so like some hip bands, some rotational bands. You could get away with just those things and be able to do some pretty good stuff. All right, next from James Tebelman. If a friend who's never hit a golf ball comes up to you and says, I'm thinking about taking up golf, I think it would be fun, what would you tell them? That has happened to me before. And I told them, it's really tough, so you better be sure. If you're gonna buy the clubs, if you're gonna commit to it, it's, my opinion, the best game there is to play, especially as an adult. But it's a lot of time, it's a lot of frustration, it's a lot of money. So Yeah, if you're into it, go for it. It's an awesome game, but don't expect to be good quickly because it won't happen, and maybe never. Enjoy the ride because it's going to be a long ride. There's going to be ups and downs, but it's a fun game. Next question from Dax Allred. What do you do when you're in a bad stretch of golf, such as 2 to 3 bad tournaments? That's a good question. I would say the number one thing I do is go back to basics. If I'm in a bad stretch, first of all, I'm going to break down why. So what specific parts of my game are not doing well, whether it's chipping, putting, wedge play, driver, iron play. And so I'm going to break down which one of those is costing me the most. And I'm going to spend extra time working on those. I'm going to go back to fundamentals, which is alignment, grip, looking at my swing plane, maybe looking at old videos of myself doing the same thing, what's different. But generally, if I can go back to fundamentals and I can usually pinpoint something that's different or has gone off. And so that'll often help me get back on track. When I was younger, I used to take a lesson, but I haven't taken a lesson in 15 years. So that's not really an option for me anymore. So maybe one day again, I'll take lessons. But yeah, for now, I just go back to basics.